thank you for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast. And of course, thanks to our sponsor, SS96. Use the promo code Swish Masters. That's right, Swish Masters, the name of the podcast, for 15% off today on all merch at ss96.net. Also, be sure to follow Straight Stoner as well as Xzequtive Productions on all socials. See you soon, and thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. What up, what up? Welcome to the Swish Masters Podcast. It's your boy Zay, the executive producer here.
I'm QtheGuru. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, Zay, we saw the results of the play-in. Basically round one of the play-in, if you want to call this play-in tournament. We both predicted some things, and we got some things wrong. Got some things kind of right, but still kind of wrong. I say we just go ahead and tackle it. Don't get the hurt out the way.
Wow.
Yours was the first game of the night of the play-in. All right, wow. I'll let you have the floor, man. Tell the people what happened with the Miami Heat.
Crash and burn. Just crash and burn, man. I'm just disgusted right now. I came here. I'm like, I almost gave a Charles Barkley guarantee, and how wrong was I? You know, man, it was disappointing, man. As a Heat fan, just so disappointed. We lost to the Hawks on our home floor for the chance to be in a better seed in the playoffs. You know, we had to make it tough on ourselves, I guess. You know, it's. I'm disappointed, man, but I can't. I have to give credit where credit is due, and that's I'm gonna give that to Trae Young and to Clint Capella. 21 rebounds, just absolutely a monster on the boards. Trae Young showed up, played a great game. He also had 8 boards. John Collins, they played big, they played aggressively, they attacked, and the Miami Heat were just not prepared for that. They didn't know how to find the ball, how to go get the ball, or keep it from the other team. Rebounding was a big issue. Something that we have to address. We got to get at least the basics, man. Just go get the rebounds. The offense is nothing special there. But we really just got out-rebounded like 64-39 or something like that. So it was just terrible matchup. Terrible effort. Not enough effort. But that's it, man. I'm not going to go on a rant too much longer. I'm just... Man, I can't believe that. We had a chance and we lost one. We lost a big one.
Take your time, man. Got you on the screen by yourself. You can do all you want, man. Like,
yeah, I ain't gonna be on my soapbox forever, but dang, man, I was like, I'm just knowing we're gonna get this easy win. Not easy, but I'm just knowing I'm having all the confidence, 100%. Miami's gonna get this dub. Did not. Far from it. We were down in the first half. Didn't really. I was just like, man, come on. Jimmy did his thing. Kyle Lowry showed up. Like, I'm like, you serious right now? Kyle Lowry, 33 off the bench, and it's like we squandered this opportunity. I'm just disappointed in that, but here's what it is. Now you have to fight back. Got to go harder. You got to rectify your mistakes and move on from it. It's do or die. It's win or go home. Do we want to be at home? Probably not. So let's go handle business for this next one.
Yep. Well said, sir. Yep. If you all just look at the box score of the game. It tells you everything you need to know. Everything
Pretty
you
much.
need to know, literally. Trae Young showed up. Shout out to Trae Young because there's some news that broke out that same day, the day before, about the team and him possibly being traded. The front office went to talk to him and tried to spell the rumors, but that's a lot to deal with on the night of like your playoff lives are kind of on the line, although you do have another chance later, but still, it's a serious game. So shout out to Trae Young for handling that. That's a lot of pressure. All eyes were on him. And he showed up. They had the best shooting night from 3, but it was still effective, you know. And the star of the night, if it's the star of the game for sure, is Clint Capella. Like, I would say Clint Capella and Sadiq Bey for sure making timely shots, and Clint Capella for sure for like all those rebounds somehow got to him. Those key rebounds, and the main stat too, man. The offensive rebounds were killer. Those were the killer ones. 63-39. When we think about the Heat culture, man, I think about the hustle. Like, no one should be able to out hustle the Heat. The Heat are known to be the bullies and the more physical opponents, you know?
Exactly.
Be out hustle like that, and then it just made me realize, like, man, you mentioned this earlier too in the one of our other podcasts, man. Like, the Heat do not have like any big bodies, man. Y'all really don't. Like, Bam is good big, but he's not like the tallest. You know what I'm saying? He's not the. Y'all need someone else. Like, it'll be great. Y'all can have like a bigger center, and Bam can be that power forward. You know, I think that would kind of be ideal. It's just like, I just can't really hardly find one. And the analyst pointed this out, Chris Broussard, like, you guys kind of just need more talent. Like, we've never seen a team have undrafted players just be starters like that. You know, like, these players on scrubs, like, they deserve to be in NBA, but still, that just tells you about the level of talent and how they're overlooked. And, like, they just didn't show up. And Jimmy, for sure, just had an off night. I don't expect Jimmy Butler to have nights like that often, but to have a night like that at this point in time is really tough. Like, point blank buckets that's normally his shot, normally goes in, just didn't fall in. It just didn't.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero kind of showed up. He was kind of effective, but yeah, the main guy, shout out, was Kyle Lowry. Like, best game of his life since I've ever seen him as a Heat. You will know more than me. Like, I don't think he scored that many points. He was so efficient. Literally, like, looked like the best player on the floor at times, for sure. But yeah,
that says a lot.
Yeah, it says a lot.
It says a lot.
Yes, it does. But dude. But yeah, shout out to the Hawks.
They handle business, you know.
They did. So now let's look forward to the next series. I guess we can't really talk about the next series yet. But final thoughts on this series between the Hawks and the Heat. The Hawks will move on, and now the Heat will move on to the next round. So yeah. Anything else you want to say about this series before it goes out?
I want to forget about it, but no. To your point, like, I was thinking about this a lot. I've been thinking about this a lot, and this has come up a lot for the Heat as well. We don't really have a pool of superstars at all. Honestly, you have Jimmy Butler, who's a star, but people don't really look at him in the same light as other superstars in the league. But that's fine. It's not really that. The talent, we have undrafted players. We have lesser known players, which I think still works because of how they play the system and everything else. But the size, like you said, really is a factor. And I really wanted us to get like another just big center that can help Bam. We have Zeller, we have Kevin Love, but it just wasn't enough, man.
No, those
it comes
guys
down to it.
They ain't see a lot of minutes either, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, like even Victor Oladipo, I guess we think he's a shell of himself now.
He's not at the all-star level, but he's still capable. It's just not the same at this moment, but
not the potential all-star Victor Oladipo anymore.
Yeah.
So,
but got one more shot at it. So
yeah, you do have one more shot. You definitely do.
Yeah. We'll see.
We also had another series, playing game between the Lakers and the Timberwolves. And the game for the most part went kind of how I thought it could have gone. You know, like I was like, wow. Everything I was saying was kind of working a little bit.
Yeah.
That was going off. He was doing his thing. They were playing really well, moving the ball, cutting, making timely shots, keeping the Lakers at bay. And then literally the worst 5-6 minutes of basketball I've ever seen in my life happened. And people are calling this game was so exciting. It was enticing. I hope the playoffs are like this. No, I do not hope it's like that. Those turnovers were terrible. The Timberwolves could not buy a bucket in the fourth quarter. Ever since Karl Anthony Towns picked up that fifth foul, he was not aggressive anymore. And some people are killing him about his aggressiveness, but like, yo, if you have 5 fouls, this is going to affect your aggressiveness. Like,
absolutely,
it definitely will. So I don't blame Karl Anthony Towns for that. Shout out to the Lakers though for bouncing back. Particularly LeBron and AD. I still have some comments about the Lakers, but I'll save those for a second. I want to focus on the Timberwolves for my little spill here. But man, the Timberwolves T-Wolf this up again. You all are about to become like just a phrase for you all now. Like some people say the Clippers clippered it, y'all are T-Wolving it. The first of all, the immaturity that happened before this with Rudy Gobert and Kai Anderson. You have that going on, right?
Yeah.
And you're up by so many points. Like you're actually winning this game. And you stop doing what you're doing, making these silly turnovers. And there are certain times during the game I'm like, what are you all doing on offense? Like you're literally wearing nothing. I have no clue what you're doing. It was bad. It was bad. I don't know. It's like they could have won that game. The Timberwolves literally lost that game for themselves. That's the only way I can view it. Like they did it. It's a series of different things that happen that cause them to lose. But shout out to Mike Conley. He had a throwback game. He kept them in it. He was very strong. Karl Anthony Towns was very strong to pick up that fifth foul. And lastly, Anthony Edwards, man.
That's what I was waiting for you to get to.
Yeah, man. Nobody expected the Ant-Man to have this type of game. I mean, y'all, this is a stat line. 9 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 of 17 shooting, 0 for 9 from 3. He had 3 blocks and a steal, but 4 turnovers, man. As far as overall net plus minus, it was actually just a -4, but still.
Yeah.
To be that, and a lot of people are making comments on this, like it's just you can literally see the confidence not being there anymore. And Ant-Man is the type of player who has that confidence. You know, I'm like, okay, eventually he'll get to it. You know, you're not making shots. At some point, you just need to stop taking them and try something different. Like you will have off nights, but as a player, as a franchise player, you are expected to find ways to still make an impact on your team. He had that one amazing block that was really great, but make it better, like make an impact on defense or make an impact with shot creation, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are other ways to impact the game if your shots are not falling. At some point, you just gotta say, "I don't have it tonight." Rely on my teammates, and your teammates were doing their thing. They really were, man. Torian Prince. He had some timely buckets as well, man. It's like, yeah, that's tough. That's my comments on the Wolves, and I got some comments on the Lakers, but I'm gonna wait.
I got it.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, man?
Man, I mean, you hit on pretty much all the keynotes here, man. Like, Minnesota, to me, they don't really have an identity. They don't know what they really want to do a lot of the time. They have Anthony Edwards, they have Karl Anthony Towns. They know these guys can score. They're good players, but sometimes when I actually have watched them play, I just look and I'm like, what is their system? What are they looking to do? Are they running pick and roll? Are they just running ISO for Cat? Is he gonna face up every single time? I don't understand what they want to do a lot of the time. And then on a night like this, when you're up, you know, you just have to make the smart play. Like, don't go away from what's working. Anthony Edwards, like, bro, you're the guy. I think he rightfully is the guy. And I'm not blaming it all on him, but when you look at 0 for 9 from 3, all right, you done made not one. All right, you missed 2. All right, you missed 3. You missed 4. You missed 5. Okay, it's time to go to something else. Like, your shot is not falling. Do you have to take the 3? Probably not. Find another way to impact the game. Defensively, yes, you had a great block, but you have to make plays. If Cat had a decent game, Cat was going, and Mike Conley was going. Like, let those guys worry about the offense. You just be a decoy. Sometimes it's what you have to do, or you find another way to make plays on that side of the ball. But 4 turnovers, just at the biggest moment of the season, they fell apart. The Lakers, on the other hand, they got off to a some kind of a start. I don't even know what to say about this team, but they won. It was an interesting game for sure, like you said, but
I mean, on the Lakers side, the person I'm looking at is D'Angelo Russell. This is a team that traded you.
Actually, him and Vanderbilt didn't really.
Yes, both of them didn't have an impact at all.
Yeah.
Despite the minutes they played. D'Lo, 1 for 9. Vanderbilt, he's known as more of a defensive presence, but he wasn't doing anything on the floor. Didn't score at all. I don't look at Vanderbilt for scoring for the most part. I look at him for impact on defense. He didn't really provide that. His net plus minus tells you that. D'Lo may lose his starting position based on how Schroeder played. When Schroeder played, like, and him the clutch.
Schroeder
that should have been the game winner, but AD doing the AD thing once again.
Man,
I don't want to call it AD thing, but he's done that once before against the Mavericks. So, like, it's
I get part of it, but at the same time, bro is 7 feet.
Yep.
You're guarding a 6'2" guard in the corner who had like second or so to let the ball go. Bro, just contest. Don't jump into him. But hey, it happens.
Literally jump into him. It happens. It was as he admitted, it was a brain fart. It definitely was. We all make mistakes.
It was.
And they turn out to win anyway. But part of me when they celebrate, I was like, I think y'all doing a little bit too early. I'm like, I just had a feeling, bro, and then that happened. And Mike Conley making all three. Shout out to Mike Conley, man. That first one was like, that was so funny. That crowd reaction.
Yeah.
It was funny to see that crowd reaction.
Mike Conley showed why vets are important, man. He was calm and collected in the clutch. And came up big for him and gave him another chance. But
yeah. And one vet made a costly mistake. Kyle Anderson. I mean, AD is a good defender. He's a great defender, but to me, it looked like he just AD was on him, but to me, that was like a mental mistake for Kyle Anderson. It wasn't like AD didn't poke the ball at that. Mm-hmm. He was covering him. Kyle Anderson, I think, he was focused on something else, and he missed the dribble. You know, he missed as he was trying to. Like, that's a mental error for me. He missed that. He missed that out more so than AD did. Like, I mean, yeah, AD was there, but I remember watching that play over and over. I was like, but the Timberwolves gave themselves a chance a couple times at the end of the game. Like, those inbound steals, and this is my thing about the Lakers, man. Like, I am not impressed. Not at all. I don't know if you're a Lakers fan, how you have confidence in this. I don't right now. But yeah, we'll talk about them later on as we preview the next matchup. But I am not confident as a result of this game. Yeah.
I'll just say this before we move on from this series, man. I look at the Lakers, they always have their things going on, right? But as a I don't know, just from looking at last year, right? Timberwolves, where were they at last year around this time? The play-in.
Yep.
Timberwolves this year, where are they now at this time of the year? The play-in. This time, I guess slightly higher seeding.
Yeah, that's why I have another chance.
You're in the play-in again. Like, did this team improve? Did they change anything? Not really. They traded they made an interesting trade and sent some guys, and then made another trade, and I don't know what this team is doing. So we'll see what happens.
We also saw Chicago defeat the Toronto Raptors 109-105. And to me personally, MVP of the game was not even the player in the game. Like, DeMar DeRozan's daughter, man. He had a major impact on that game because if the Raptors made their free throws, they could have won this game easily. I have never seen so many missed free throws like that in a playoff type game. Listen to this. 18 of 36.
As a team.
As a team. The
as a team. 50%.
The Raptors missed, half of their free throws. And a lot of it, shout out to DeMar's daughter, man. She was doing her thing, man.
Yeah, man. Oh.
Apparently, by the way, United Airlines is like offer her a ticket to like go to like y'all's game. So I'm excited to talk about that. But anyway, going back to this game, what are your thoughts on what went wrong for the Raptors and what went right for the Bulls?
Oh yeah, obviously that was a big one. Siakam missed those huge free throws down the line. They could have helped them stay in the game. But I have to give the Bulls credit. They rallied behind Zach LaVine, had a monster second half. He finished over 30 points. But the Raptors just kind of like fizzled, You know, they had the control of the game going into halftime, I want to say, and then they just kind of got hit in the mouth. Like they I don't know, like they kind of lost focus, made some lapses, and like I said, Levine just I'm so happy for Zach Levine specifically because of just a lot of ups and downs as we've talked about all year with the Bulls, with Levine, with everything going on in Chicago. But just seeing him again, like healthy and attacking, being aggressive like that shows me like the Zach Levine that I like have envisioned when he was becoming an all-star and everything. So I'm happy to see that. But this is gonna be an interesting change for the Raptors. They just kind of collapsed in that second half. You have to keep. I don't know. It's like you can't get lax, and especially at this time of the year, you can't relax at any point because these guys are coming. It's not gonna be an easy path as I saw. I was wrong about this game too because I think I actually picked the Raptors. I feel like they had the good enough talent, had the long defenders. They pretty much had won the season series with the Bulls, so I was like, okay, yeah, but hey, shout out to shout out to the DeRozans, shout out to Zach Levine, and they got the job done. So
Yeah. Good analysis. I agree. Everything you said. The Raptors I was wrong as well. I didn't think the Bulls had it, but then Zach Levine went to another level. DeMar DeRozan started off kind of slow, but he was definitely great down the stretch. So yeah, and the MVP of the game for me again, like DeRozan's started to cause these misses, man. That's honestly where the game was lost for the Raptors. And I agree. Now we have to think about what the offseason looks like for the Raptors. We already heard about these rumors about Nick Nurse, right? What about some of these players? Or do you want to go into like a rebuild mode, like fully focus on the rebuild, maybe trade some players, get some draft picks back in return? Do you have a young player in Scotty Barnes you can kind of help build around? Do you actually want to build around Scotty Barnes? Is he more like a core player and not a franchise player? Like, they have to make these decisions. Like, who do you want to build your team around? What do you want to do? Because they have some good trade assets like Siakam, OG Anunoby, Fred VanVleet. These are good trade assets they can trade to get some really good draft picks back for, depending on what they want to do. And of course, with this change, means a change in coach. So I believe just how this roster is constructed, no matter what coach they get in there, I have doubts on what they can do based on how strong these teams are in the East. Nick Nurse is a good coach. Some stuff showed up yesterday that I'm questioning, like they have that great of a free throw disparity. That says something. You have to kind of reflect something on the coach. I mean, yeah, the players play the game, but the coach does have some impact on that. And again, they had a lead as well, but it's not like they were trailing the whole game. The Bulls came back. If you have a double-digit lead as a team, you should be able to hold on to that and run action sets to, keep it going. So
sure.
Yeah, the Raptors they just kind of blew this one. We're not used to seeing that from the Raptors, so I definitely think that'll be a regime change. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Me personally, I feel like, and this is just, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but Fred VanVleet, to me, just did not seem very happy in Toronto this year. Just with a lot of frustration he voiced, obviously with the referees, just kind of having some bad nights as with the team, and I know he spoke on a lot of games he felt like they should have won. I wouldn't be surprised if he were to be moved, like
request a trade to get out of there.
Request a trade, try to sign somewhere else. I wouldn't be surprised. Like that's who I feel like is going to be a big part of this, off season for them. Because if I feel like, yeah, they if they want to be relevant, they need a bigger name. They need a big player, and
yeah, it's hard to get that though. It's hard to get those players.
Yes.
Now, they got that the last time we saw that was Kawhi Leonard, and that was because he went out of the Spurs. He went out of San Antonio, and that was just on a 1-year deal. They weren't able to extend him. So, and before they just had to build through the draft, and that's how they got Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. So I feel like the best way for these teams like this, just through the draft. So I'm like, just blow it up, and because I don't see them making moves to push the needle further. Like, I feel like at this point you'll just be a mediocre team. You may make the play-in, maybe even sneak into the playoffs, but you'll lose in the first round most likely. That's how I see this team right now. It's just unless some of these players make vast improvements, like Scotty Barnes, actually turns to a franchise player. Okay, maybe so.
Yeah.
Or Pascal Siakam improves even more. Like, I don't see these guys as franchise players or core players. I think they can help a team, but I don't see them as franchise players. Which is why they haven't made a deep run in the playoffs ever since Kawhi left, because Kawhi is a franchise player. Zay! We did it, boy. We did it. I was watching that game, bro. I was so... By the way, I'm talking about right now. OKC. The New Orleans Pelicans, man.
Shout out to the Thunder, dog. Shout out to the Thunder.
Okay,
got that dub.
Okay,
how you feeling, Q?
I'm feeling good, bro. Listen, people doubted us. I mean, I had my doubts. I'm like, yo, previewing the game, I said, just need Dort to slow down Brandon Ingram. You slow him down a little bit. Like,
a little
bit. Threw multiple bodies at him. But Brandon Ingram got it going late in the game, and I was like, man, you can't stop this dude. But shout out to Brandon Ingram. But all right, Shay, look, my boy Shay, man. Shay, if you watch that game, y'all see why. If you watch the Thunder, people love Shay Gilgeous-Alexander, and why this dude is like a superstar. Like, if you ain't recognized, you can recognize right now. Like, this dude got next. Like, he's such a humble player. Like, he's not braggadocious. Like, he doesn't make the... Like, that's why people don't really know him like that. And if he's playing in a small market. But y'all better watch out now for OKC. Shea did his thing, especially in the second half. First half wasn't great. Second half came alive. It was really because of him. We were able to get some separation from the Pelicans and eventually hold the lead. Josh Giddey was so great.
He had a 30 piece.
He did 30 and 10. He was so great. And Lou Dort, they were daring you to take those shots. You made those shots. Lou Dort he's improved so much from shooting the 3 from last year. He doesn't have to score as much as you have more. It's just we have more help now. We know with Josh Giddey now and some other players on this team. You know, Jalen Williams. Yeah. Man, this is a really good young team, and they're so poised and mature for being so young. I was so impressed. Like, no matter how many punches New Orleans threw at them, they bounced right back.
They threw some punches.
They did.
They threw some punches. Yeah.
Yes, they did, man. You were writing your analysis in our preview, right? Herb Jones, man.
monster.
Yes, he is. You're right about Valanciunas as well. I'm like, this dude's getting every freaking rebound. Like
He had 18 of them.
is. Yes.
It's a big boy.
I was
It's a
like,
big
man,
boy.
y'all need to body up. Like bounce
Yeah.
bounce out anybody you see. Like that's how I was reacting. But to actually pull out the win, I was so excited, man. The Pelicans kind of made some bad turnovers at the end of the game. They kind of ruined their chances, but people recognize OKC now. So that's it. I just want to brag on my team, man. Shout out to OKC. We really won this game because of the help defense, the defense of Lou Dort, taking advantage of going in transition. Shea doing Shea things, man, and actually getting help. That's one thing I said in my preview analysis. Like he has to get help, and he got help from Josh Giddey and Lou Dort. So I was like, yeah, definitely win this game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that's my take on OKC. So
Yeah.
so hype. Yes.
That's what's up, man. I was happy, bro. I knew that it was gonna be a tough game, and I knew Shea was gonna show up. 30 piece, easy. Like it don't matter. Like Shea can get 30 in his sleep, like easy. But it's all about the other guys, like you said, Lou Dort. Not only, I mean, we knew he was gonna give the effort defensively, but way to step up, and these crucial moments, knocking down shots. Josh Giddey making plays on both ends. It's a team effort, man. And hey, Pelicans, that starting lineup was not bad. All of them scored double digits.
They were good, man. I was getting nervous.
BI went for 30 still. CJ McCollum had 14. Man.
Yeah, I would say I wish he would have had more of an impact. I mean, he had an impact. I just wish he did more. Because this is a veteran player. At least get me 20.
Dealing with
At least give me
injury.
20. Yeah, that's true too. They went
So
5
I feel
for
like-
15 though, man.
Yeah. But I just can't take away from the effort of OKC. Just sticking with it. Being fighting hard. Yeah, man. I was happy, bro. I was just like, okay.
Yeah, no, that was the best game I've seen in the playing. Like, actually good basketball.
It was
like
good.
Start to finish. Like there were not that many turnovers in the game like that. Yeah, it wasn't that many.
It was just-
7 for OKC, 11 for the Pelicans. Like it's not that many turnovers. So it was a really good game.
It's a very competitive game for sure. Like you can't take anything away from either team.
Nope.
OKC was just able to, stay out on top at the end.
Yep, they're able to endure it, take those blows, and get
Shout
through
out
it,
to you.
man.
Yeah. So now y'all got
Another
another
chance.
chance. Keep them playoff hopes alive.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump, but I like them. I like what they've shown us.
Yeah, let's just see what you think about this next matchup. But now focusing on the Pelicans, since they were officially eliminated out of this postseason run. Just like we had a conversation about the future of the Raptors, I think we should talk about the future of the Pelicans. Like, I think Willie Green's a great coach. I don't think you should fire him. He should still have his job. It's not his fault. His team dealt with injuries throughout the season. It's tough losing a game like that at home, but there are not a whole lot of mistakes this team made. Like, they were very good. Like, it was just a tough game. Like, the Thunder, OKC is just a tough out. Like, a lot of people were writing us off, but yeah.
For sure.
But you have to consider the health of the players, and you have to imagine if they had a player like Zion there, what impact that would have made. And I can imagine it would have made a great impact. Zion is just not ready to play. He's been cleared by one set of doctors, but his own personal doctors have not cleared him yet. So Zion said he physically feels fine, but it's just not there. And to be in today's athletes, you have to be ready both physically and mentally. So I'm interested to see what happens there, because we can see the impact of these mental hurdles on athletes. Most recently, Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons. So this is the thing. We've seen stories of Kevin Love, DeMar DeRozan, right? So this is a real thing. So hopefully he can bounce back. But I think that's literally what the Pelicans rely on. That's it. Just the health of Zion Williamson and him being able to play. That's it.
Man, I agree with you. This team is very talented. From all of their roster spots, and they're very, very much a young team. They have a lot of time still to grow in this league and be good. Obviously, we know that Zion is generational talent when he's healthy. And that's really, to me, that's the main key for this whole team. Not even just Zion, but if you look at it, Brandon Ingram missed like 30 games to start the season. CJ McCollum is always battling injuries. And then in this game alone, Zion was out. Larry Nance Jr. was out. Jose Alvarado out. So they're missing a lot of
those are good players. Those are core players too. Yeah.
Exactly. All of these guys make this team go. They all provide a different punch in a way. Obviously Alvarado being that energizer, that playmaker, playing great defense. Larry Nance Jr., another big body you can use to get rebounds, make him a lob threat, stuff like that. They missed that. And I feel like, honestly, this team was expected to be, at one point we were like, the Pelicans have a chance to be, make a deep playoff run, maybe even get further than we all expected, because they were just that good at some points in the season. And all of a sudden, the health issues become crucial, especially with this team, with how athletic, how young they are. If they just can maintain a healthy season, I don't feel like they really have to just make a lot of changes. Like you said, Willie Green, from the moment he stepped into the role, has been doing a great job. I feel like he hasn't had his full team for an entire season. It's all right, I'll get him for this stretch here, and and maybe I'll have Zion this day. Whoop. Maybe I'll have BI this day. Nope. Maybe I'll have CJ this day. It's you never know. It's unfortunate. That's part of the game. It's part of just playing an 82 game season as a basketball player, that you're gonna have injuries. But that's all they are really missing. Like you said, mentally and physically, you have to be in a good space to be able to perform at the highest level. So that's all it is, man. They just, honestly, maybe this does them good in the long run. They don't have to go into the playoffs and try to battle. They can just start the rehab process to try to get healthy and prepare for prepare for next season. If they can just, honestly, bro, if they can just stay healthy, I feel like they could be easily, not in the play-in, of course. They could be a regular playoff team if they can just stay.
Legit playoff seed. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
But shout out to the Thunder though, man. They were on their hit, boy. Keep your composure,
The final round of play-in, we will have in the East the Bulls, who are now the 9 seed, against the Heat, who are now the 8 seed. I ain't gonna lie, you may hear some biased takes in this segment. We'll see.
You gonna hear some biased takes today.
This is your team, man.
Yeah.
Tell the people what you think about this series, about this matchup.
Hey, we lost that last one, but I'm still here. I'm still going with this. I'm still rocking. Miami's gonna win it. I'm not even gonna go into any stats, any statistics, any numbers, any players. Miami. End of the night, Miami's gonna have the higher score. I'm telling you right now. If they don't, I'm not even gonna talk about it, because they're gonna win the game. Straight up. 21 Savage, straight up. Like,
Right
for real.
now, he was our favorite to win the game. So got 5.5. You guys are favorite, so that's pretty significant odds. So
Hey man,
clearly
as
the
long as
betting
we,
people are with y'all. So I don't know. We'll see. But
I
I don't know, man.
I would take that bet. But honestly,
I
man,
don't know.
it just have to come out and handle business. We can't have an abysmal rebounding night. We have to close the paint up. We can't let DeMar DeRozan get into the paint. We can't let Zach LaVine get anything he wants. We have to be on top of our defensive game. That's what it all boils down to. Like, keep guys out the paint, close out on perimeter shots, and go get the rebounds. We don't need another 63 to 40, 39 type of rebounding game. Everyone crashed the boards. Kyle Lowry crashed the boards. Jimmy Butler crashed the boards. Bam, of course you crashed the boards. Max Cruz, Gabe Benson, like everybody go get the ball. Control.
Yeah.
If you have the ball, you win the game.
Out, you know, like box out everybody. Like y'all box out.
That's it.
That's it.
We got to get Vucevic out of the game. You know, make him.
They also got Drummond too, though. Yep.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of time of the day, but like depending on personnel who you're playing against, you don't need Drummond out there. But against y'all, I expect Drummond to get more minutes than just 6 minutes. So
make Pat Bev be the offensive guy or something. Like if he gets 30, I don't think they're gonna. if he can get 30 and we keep DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine in the 10 to 15, it'll be good. I think.
I did not expect Jimmy Butler to have a bad game like that again. I do.
He's gonna bounce back.
I expect Jimmy Butler to be superstar or great players do not have 2 bad games in a row. That's Shaq. Shaq always says that.
That's true.
So I believe that for Jimmy Butler. So I believe he'll come out blazing. But it's not gonna be an easy game. I don't think, man. It's gonna be a tough one.
Oh yeah.
And you got the MVP last game. Maybe gonna be in this game. So DeMar DeRozan's daughter.
Well, he said she's not coming to Miami. That's what he said. So
they offer her a ticket though. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see when I see it. I don't expect
if she shows up and we miss 50% of our free throws and she shows up, I'm gonna be like, all right, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta get out of here. You can't. Yeah,
it's the same circumstances, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be quiet. So same circumstances. So y'all better make sure she has a seat somewhere in the bleachers, like somewhere if she comes.
It's all good. We
nosebleeds.
We'll take the challenge. We're gonna make free throws, man. Make free throws, guys, please.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. I'll be with you just on the Heat culture alone. If the Heat lose this game, man, I'm gonna lose all faith in the Heat. Man. I'll be like, y'all gotta do something. I'm sorry. Like if y'all lose this game too, I'm picking y'all based on your experience and reputation. Do I have my doubts based on how Chicago played? Yeah, I had a little bit. If y'all find somebody else, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan, even DeMar had like a game that's not really up to his standards. Like he may very well bounce back as well.
For sure.
If Zach LaVine has another good game like that, we'll learn more about Zach LaVine. So it's a game where we learn about these players. I already know about Jimmy. I'm sure Jimmy's gonna show up. I have no doubt. Like, but players like Tyler Hero, will he show up again to score that many points? I honestly don't know. That's what I'm interested to see. I just don't know where your offense. The offense is what concerns me more than y'all's defense. Like, I don't know where y'all get the buckets from. Will Kyle Lowry have a night like that again? If Kyle Lowry has a night like that again, I'll say, yeah, y'all win. But I have no clue.
Yeah. That's been our biggest thing of the year, honestly. Who is going to do what on offense? Jimmy, of course. I know I said this last time. But like you said, star players don't have back-to-back bad games.
Yeah.
Jimmy's gonna, if he's not scoring like 25, 30 points, he's gonna find the right way. He makes the right play regardless. So I think that he's gonna make that adjustment. The key thing as far as offense for Miami, I think, is getting Bam involved. I don't feel like he got enough. He didn't get it going. So I feel like if we can, he's of course a facilitator, but if we can get him in pick and rolls, get him to his mid post, those mid range jumpers, attacking, especially like with a matchup like Vucevic, I feel like he can take advantage of that if we just get him the ball, get him the right looks. So that'll be the key, man. Letting Bam operate, get into the paint, make plays for himself and other guys. And then from there, man, just knocking down those shots that we get in rotation. That's the key thing. So I'm not counting on Kyle Lowry or Tyler Hero to just come out and give us like another 60 points combined. I'm never going to count on anybody to just consistently do that type of scoring. But I do want them to show up. So that's it, man. Let's go get it.
Final playing game for the West features the OKC Thunder, who are now the 9 seed, going against the Timberwolves, who are now the 8 seed. Very biased take. Yeah, very biased take. I feel like OKC will definitely win this one, although we're not favored to win at all. I don't know why. I guess because they're not at home. It's favored by a significant margin too. Like not super huge, but I'm like, wow, yeah. Did y'all not just see OKC play? In tough environment like New Orleans. So the maturity and poise that we show gives me all the confidence in the world that we can beat the Timberwolves squad, especially this Timberwolves squad that has made consistent mistakes recently, before the play-in and during the play-in game they just had. I do expect Ant-Man to show up. I expect to see a spectacular matchup between Ant-Man and Shea. It's gonna be like a superstar showdown. It's gonna be good. Because again, like we said previously, great players don't have 2 bad games in a row.
Yeah.
So I fully expect Ant-Man to show up. Karl Anthony Towns do his thing again. I believe that he will. He could. And that's where my concern lies. Like, who's going to help guard Karl Anthony Towns? That's my concern. Not only that, Rudy Gobert will make his return. So that's a presence in the paint, and Shea likes getting his buckets in the paint. So I don't know. So it's just like with the Pelicans last time. It's going to be a tough matchup. It's not going to be easy. The Wolves have a lot to prove based on how the game went for them last time. They have a lot to prove to people that are like really down them right now or looking down on them, right?
Yep.
Just based on how that last game ended, you were up and you literally lose it yourself. I expect Ant-Man to show up. For OKC, for OKC to win, when you have the same players make similar impacts they had against the Pelicans. Can Lou Dort make ultimate shots again from the 3? Can he effectively defend Ant-Man? I'm assuming they'll put him on Ant-Man. But our other role players step up. Josh Giddey, can he have another 30 piece? I don't know about 30, but can at least give me 20? 20 and maybe close to 10 assists. And I expect Shea has to give me at least 30 to win this game.
Okay.
At least 30. Shea got to at least get us 30. And on the defensive end, can Jalen Williams hold it down against Karl Anthony Towns? I would say this: our main key to neutralize Cat is just to attack him, draw him to fouls, because he is prone to drawing fouls. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah. That's my analysis for OKC with what they can do to win. And of course, if the Timberwolves do what I just said, not make stupid mistakes, they can easily win as well. So, and no stupid turnovers.
Yeah. That's a pretty good breakdown, man. Honestly, like you said, it comes down to limiting your mistakes. honestly. When you think about the fallout Minnesota had, it's down to, what can you do to maintain the level once you get to the right level, once you get to that productive stage, just maintaining it. The main thing for me, like you said, is just that mental game. Like, can you understand that as in the momentum of the game, I have to watch how I move, understand how the refs are calling the game, so I can avoid foul trouble, Carlton Towns. Can I, find another way to impact the game if I'm not making shots? Can I limit turnovers? Can I, just not have these mental lapses in crucial moments? And I think if OKC honestly can, this is what I would do, since they don't really have another big that's like kind of like match for Karl Anthony Towns. I'm gonna see how this is what it comes down to. If Minnesota is utilizing him the way I would, which would be smaller player, you probably want to get him kind of towards the block or at least the elbow, so he can kind of have that room to either face up, kind of use his size. If they do that, I'm bringing another defender, just kind of shadow him, cut off his baseline look. If when he turns, there's another guy right there. Like, all right, force him to make a play, right, so that you don't get beat on the inside with him having the size advantage. If he's just gonna spot up, shoot threes, he can shoot. So you want to contest, but I'm not gonna be sending two defenders his way, because now I got Anderson, I have Anthony Edwards, I have Conley. So you don't want to give those guys a lot of space or a lot of open shots, giving up a lot of open shots. Anthony Edwards, I don't think he's gonna have a bad game like that, like he had against LA. He just has to be himself, honestly. Just he's a bucket getter. He can create his own shot, and if they can slow down Shea, they have a chance. But I'm with you. I think Shea will go for 30. If not, he's going to go for a 25, 10, and 10 type night. He's going to have a huge stat line. And his game is just so smooth that it's kind of hard to really stop him. Shea scoring is out of the question. He's going to score. But can these other guys step up and make shots? Who's it going to be? I don't necessarily think it has to be Lou Dort. I don't think it has to be Giddey. Can Jalen Williams, he's had a couple 30-point games. Can these guys kind of step in and fill that void? Can they make some crucial shots? Can they make timely shots? Is really what it comes down to. Not even the clutch, the fourth quarter. I'm talking about just you need a boost. You need a momentum swing in the third really quick. Can you make an open shot? That's what it comes down to, man. I think that yeah. I honestly think that it's OKC's game to lose. Really? Okay. I just based on the Timberwolves past couple seasons, this most recent game, they do not seem to be able to adjust. And I think that even with Gobert coming back, is he gonna be impactful? Is he really gonna be impactful?
I feel like on the rebounding end, maybe, and maybe defensively, that's my main concern. I don't really have concerns about Rudy and the offense.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking.
It's just defensive end for me. We need to make sure we body him up on those rebounds. That's my main thing. And I don't know, will he be effective? Because our eyes will be on him as well. This is gonna be a pressure for Rudy. So how will he respond to that? That's a good point.
The reason I'm thinking that is exactly what you just spoke about, man. He's the problem a lot of the time with these issues in the locker room. He's punching teammates. Obviously they're gonna make it up and keep it moving, but is he focused?
Maybe some of that will come out on the court.
Is he focused enough? Are they gonna have another scramble on the bench? Are they gonna lose their composure? Are they gonna be able to maintain a level of high play? And then, as we've seen in the past with him, if OKC goes 5 out, is he gonna be able to guard a perimeter player? Has he improved his perimeter defense, lateral quickness? I
Good point. If they get to switch, good point.
if he has to guard a quicker forward for OKC, can he make that adjustment? Can he contest shots? I don't know. That's why I think it's OKC's game to lose. If they can really find ways to kind of pick on him, make him be a perimeter defender instead of interior. If he's interior defender, it's gonna be tough. Like obviously he's one of the best shot blockers, bigs in the game when it comes down to interior defense. But can you exploit that? His weakness? Can you do that? That's what it comes down to. And I feel like if they can get him in some switches and pick and rolls, he's not going to be able to stay in front of Shea and Josh Giddey.
Right.
I think it's OKC's game to lose, man. But hey, we'll see. It's a toss up, but I'm definitely gonna root for OKC in this one again. I feel like they're the underdogs, obviously with the DraftKings and everything, putting the odds against them. I'm sure it's okay. So
yeah, there's some guys that we still have. I think they can be effective. Like D ain't get any minutes, and Trey Mann didn't get any minutes. Like but this is playoff basketball. You shorten the rotation anyway. So, but I have confidence in some of those players to be able to get a bucket. They need to, like Trey Mann. Like I feel like he's a shooter from the outside if you need one. But yeah, I agree. Jay Williams he has some potential to go off as well. So, and it's like the timely shots, not necessarily going off of 40 or whatever. So, good point.
Yeah.
How you respond? I'm really interested to see how the Timberwolves respond to that adversity, because that'll show us a lot too.
Oh.